jumping into enemy territory. This is just a taste of what happened in World War II.
We have this airplane surrounded by over 800 other aircraft just like that.
Jumpers that we saw over the show today, these paratroopers have very little control over their parachutes when they take them. And also, these skydivers that we saw over today, they focus on shooting fall.
Get up in a fall down position, damage. Some 100 wings on Martin here.
Let's hear it. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. Now remember, as the jumpers come off as they roll up their equipment, as they come off the line, they come up to the flight line and shake some hands, answer some questions about what you've just seen. We have two other different C-47s that are.
You're right, the C-47. You know why? Because that aircraft could do anything. By the way, it still does. Let's transfer to the civilian world. As I mentioned in the crowd yesterday, in southern Florida. They are civilian-owned freighters. They are taking supplies out to the resort islands. And how can they do that with American Airlines? It's because the cost of the airplane and the operating expense of the aircraft can be covered by a cargo load. And that's saying something for an aircraft of this vintage. Plenty of parts are still The engines are reliable as well, and the payload is good for the operating cost of the aircraft. It balances out to a profit. So the group of volunteers still have an American Airlines DC-3 painted up in colors. They take it to aviation events. They take it to a lot of air shows, and they give tours in it. It's got the authentic American Airlines train scheme, and it is called the City of Detroit. All volunteer crew in uniform, by the way, the stewardesses. Yes, stewardesses are in civilian costume. Well, there's a photo shot for you. Two of the aircraft flying cover for the one on the bottom. Oh, that's a good photo shot. And you can see a sequence strike from one of the aircraft overhead and the aircraft on the ground. That was to be able to distinguish friend from foe in the air. When the air was filled with aircraft, you had to know quickly whether they were
around for that.
Look at the agility of the DC-3. Now, you know what that reminds me of? The gunship. The gunship is working on the DC-3. Down here until a helicopter could come to facilitate the rescue. A minimum diameter turn to keep the enemy at bay. We often compare loosely, and this is just my opinion, whatever it was asked to do. Today's modern airplane that does that is the Lockheed C-130 Hercules. I guess they're going to do what we call a wheel landing. And isn't every landing a wheel landing? Well, wheel landing is when you put the main gear down first in a tail wheel aircraft. You keep the tail up by increasing RPM just a little bit. The landing speed is increased just a little bit. You have forward visibility in the event of a crosswind or there are some gusty wind conditions, you have good rudder authority. But the other thing you do is allow your colleagues in the second, third, or fourth, or fifth, or whatever position to have runway in for the review.
Just mentioning the Classic Lassie, touching on right now, is
That was the passenger version of the military C-47. Said that there were 380 of those that were made for the military. And the fact is it was different. It had a different designation. It did not have a cargo floor because it was made for passengers. It did not have a cargo door and a cargo floor, so that's two things. Third thing, it did not have a winch inside the cabin area to lift the heavy goods into the cabin and splash them down. So it was an airplane meant to fly people around, fly military people around. But in your reading, you'll find that it was also a newspaper delivery airplane, mostly the Stars and Stripes military publication in World War II, taking you from base to base to base. So our soldiers, sailors,